A multi-million-dollar fortune in royal diamonds completely vanishes. Jewels gifted by the Queen herself? Gone. Soon, the palace walls began to whisper. Did she secretly sell them off to escape a financial nightmare, or did she completely destroy them to keep a dark secret buried? The truth is far more twisted than anyone realizes. You'll want to hang on until the very end of this video, because the final piece of this royal puzzle was found in a place that absolutely shocked the world. If you love uncovering the secrets the elite try so hard to hide, hit that subscribe button and join our inner circle, because what happened next changed everything. It all started with a blinding flash of platinum and a 5-carat diamond that practically demanded the world's attention. On her wedding day, she walked down the aisle wearing a custom masterpiece created entirely out of flawless stones, set in an intricate floral scrollwork design. Reports suggest this wasn't just a simple loan from the family vault like most royal brides receive. No, sources claim she owned this staggering piece outright, a direct personal gift from the Queen herself. Experts valued just that single headpiece, known as the York Diamond Tiara, at over $300,000 today. But that was only the beginning of a massive windfall. The crown went completely all out, pairing the tiara with a matching diamond necklace, bracelet, and earrings. This breathtaking set, known as the York Diamond Demi-Parure, is estimated to be worth an additional $500,000. To the public, she was a woman drowning in unimaginable luxury, seemingly set for life with a collection valued at well over £660,000. She even boasted a highly unconventional engagement ring, featuring a rare Burmese ruby surrounded by 10 white diamonds, custom designed to match her signature red hair. But behind that glittering facade, a completely different story was already being written. Because what the cameras didn't show was the sheer panic beginning to brew behind closed palace doors. You see, possessing a fortune in historic gems is one thing, but maintaining the lifestyle that goes with them is a completely different beast. Insiders say that almost immediately, whispers began to circulate about the staggering expenses piling up behind the scenes. The luxury was real, but the foundation was completely hollow. And just when the pressure reached a boiling point, the ultimate nightmare occurred. A multi-million-dollar collection of her most prized possessions suddenly vanished into thin air during a routine flight. It left investigators completely baffled and the family scrambling for answers. But the bizarre place where those missing diamonds eventually turned up would shock everyone. Imagine watching a fortune in priceless royal diamonds belonged to Sarah Ferguson vanish completely into thin air between two of the busiest airports on Earth. That is exactly the nightmare that unfolded when her precious diamond necklace and matching bracelet suddenly went missing during a flight from New York to London. The security teams were in an absolute frenzy. Rumors indicate the tracking operation quickly escalated, drawing in international airlines and even the FBI to solve the high-stakes mystery. This wasn't just a simple case of misplaced luggage. This was a literal fortune belonging to Sarah Ferguson, and the clock was ticking. Investigators searched everywhere, desperate for a lead, until the trail took a sharp turn into a completely unexpected direction. It turns out the person behind the heist wasn't some sophisticated international jewel robber. It was allegedly a local baggage handler named Gilbert Terrero, who simply stumbled upon the glittering stash and decided to walk away with it. But the story gets even stranger. When authorities finally closed in and arrested him, they didn't find the priceless royal artifacts locked away in a high-tech safe. Instead, the multi-thousand-dollar gems were found casually tossed inside a rundown garden shed belonging to Terrero. The handler's family even downplayed the whole thing to the media, mockingly claiming they wore nicer jewelry for a sweet 16 party. The public was completely stunned by the sheer audacity of the theft. But the relief of finding the items didn't last long. Because back in London, a much bigger, much darker storm was brewing for Sarah Ferguson. The stolen airport jewels were safe, but a massive financial collapse was about to force a desperate move that would truly shock the palace to its very core. Behind the closed doors of a high-end pawn shop, a secret deal was being struck that could completely ruin what was left of Sarah Ferguson's reputation. Reports suggest that by 2010, her financial world had reached its absolute breaking point. A staggering mountain of debt was closing in fast, and her cash flow had completely dried up. Left with no other choice to escape total bankruptcy, it is claimed she began quietly offloading some of her most sentimental, high-value royal possessions just to keep her aggressive creditors at bay. The specific items she allegedly put up as collateral were nothing short of breathtaking. According to bombshell investigations published by the Sunday Express, the secret stash included a stunning pearl and diamond necklace given to her by her ex-husband Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. But the desperation went even deeper. Sources claim she also pawned a magnificent historic jewel suite featuring 12 diamond flower clusters, a direct personal gift from Queen Elizabeth II herself. Even priceless wedding gifts sent by the wealthy Saudi Arabian royal family were rumored to be on the auction block. Behind the scenes, her personal accountants at the elite firm PricewaterhouseCoopers were described as actually tearing their hair out over the disastrous, chaotic state of her financial affairs. The numbers were catastrophic. Most of her immense losses stemmed from a massive £3.2 million failed investment in a York business that folded after just 18 months. To make matters worse, she lost an additional fortune during the sudden collapse of Heartmore, a global wellness and inspiration company of which she personally owned 51%. But pawning off her most cherished royal gifts was merely a temporary band-aid for a bleeding fortune. As the panic intensified, the desperate need for quick cash pushed her toward an even more dangerous gamble. An undercover sting operation by investigative reporters was about to catch her completely red-handed on camera. In a smoky hotel room, she agreed to a massive £500,000 bribe in exchange for selling access to the royal family. And the footage from that secret camera was about to destroy everything. The £500,000 cash bribe caught on a hidden camera was just the tip of a much darker hidden iceberg. While the public was reeling from the footage of Sarah Ferguson offering secret access to the palace, a completely different financial web was being spun behind the scenes. The cash from the sting operation was gone, but her multi-million-pound debts hadn't vanished. In fact, they were getting worse by the day, forcing her into the arms of some of the most controversial figures on the planet. Rumors indicate that she began relying on highly questionable offshore loans and secret financial lifelines to keep her head above water. Insiders say that prominent billionaires and shadowy investors began quietly paying off her massive bills, but these favors always come with a steep price tag. Every time a new debt was settled, a new scandal threatened to leak to the press, keeping the palace in a state of absolute panic. Her accountants were working around the clock, trying to untangle a web of failed overseas businesses and secret bank accounts that seemed designed to hide where the money was actually going. According to sources, the sheer volume of unexplained cash flowing through her inner circle began catching the attention of international watchdogs. She was playing a dangerous game of financial survival, hiding a ticking time bomb right under the nose of the royal family. But you can only run from the truth for so long before the palace walls completely close in on you. The secret loans and the suspicious funding lines could only cover her tracks for a few years. Soon, the tension between her and the senior royals reached a violent boiling point, leading to an unprecedented showdown behind palace doors. King Charles and Prince William had finally seen enough, and the ultimate punishment they decided to hand down would shake her world to its absolute core. Yet, despite the absolute chaos of the secret cash bribes, the catastrophic business bankruptcies, and her complete social banishment, rumors indicate that the ultimate mystery of her missing wealth has taken a startling new turn. Reports suggest that against all mathematical logic, Sarah Ferguson still possesses her multi-million-dollar core jewelry collection today. The public assumed that her mountain of debt would have forced her to permanently part with her most iconic assets years ago. But behind the scenes, a completely different survival strategy was being executed. Insiders say that the legendary York Diamond Tiara, the rare 3-carat Burmese ruby engagement ring, and the entire matching diamond demi-parure were never permanently lost to the history books or melted down to pay off angry creditors. Instead, they were hidden away in the deep, dark corners of a private vault, waiting for the perfect moment to resurface. The staggering truth finally broke the internet when her eldest daughter, Princess Beatrice, suddenly appeared at a high-profile international royal banquet in Jordan, shockwaves rippling through the crowd as she wore the exact same flawless diamond headpiece that had been locked away out of public sight for over 2 decades. It was a jaw-dropping visual confirmation that sent the media into an absolute tailspin. Despite the intense palace pressure, the crushing financial ruins, and the persistent decades-long claims of her pawning off her life's treasures, Sarah Ferguson had somehow protected the £660,000 collection from the complete wreckage of her career. But the mystery of how she managed to hold on to an absolute fortune while simultaneously drowning in debt only deepens the dark secrets surrounding her survival. Because while she successfully guarded the diamonds, her actual living situation was about to trigger an entirely new, catastrophic battle within the family. In the end, Sarah Ferguson managed to pull off the ultimate royal paradox. She was a woman who was systematically stripped of her official standing, evicted from her home at Royal Lodge, and cast out of the inner circle following the absolute collapse of her ex-husband, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's reputation. Reports suggest she was left to navigate multi-million-pound debts entirely on her own, ultimately fleeing the country to hole up in luxury European wellness retreats just to escape the blinding glare of the media. By all accounts, she lost almost everything. Yet, somehow, the dazzling £660,000 fortune in diamonds remained completely untouched in her possession. It proves that while the crown can strip away your titles, your funding, and your home, they can't easily take back the glittering pieces of history you keep locked away in the dark. The story of the York family is a chaotic reminder that in the world of the elite, appearance is everything, and a vault full of diamonds can hide a lifetime of desperate secrets. But this is just one piece of a much larger, darker puzzle unfolding behind palace walls. If you want to be the first to uncover the explosive secrets the global elite desperately try to keep hidden, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Join our inner circle today, because the next investigation we uncover will completely change everything you think you know about the monarchy. What do you think was the real reason she kept the jewels hidden for so long? Let us know in the comments below.